Two of these batteries are not made by Icom. Can you spot the fake, and are they any good? We're gonna find out today on Ham Radio Tube. So which two batteries do you think are fake? Is it this one here on the left? Let's find out. Nope, that's a real Icom battery. One of these looks glaringly different, I understand, so we'll just go ahead and show. This is the other fake battery. So we've got two fake Icom batteries, knockoffs. This is the BP272 copy, and this is the BP307 copy. I picked both of these up on Amazon. I saw the 307, which is a 3,350 milliamp hour battery on one of Ham Radio 2.0's shopping video things, and I had to pick this up. I actually bought this one many months ago, very shortly after I bought the Icom ID50. So I want to test the form fit, the compatibility between the 705 and the ID50. These should work with any of the batteries that take the BP272 and the BP273, but at a much lower cost. Icom batteries are over $100. This BP272 knockoff was $29.99, and the BP307 knockoff was $37.99. So much, much cheaper. So I want to check the capacity as well. So let's take a dive and take a look at these batteries. So here's a look at the two BP272s. The one on the left is the real Icom, the one on the right is the knockoff. And they are an absolute spitting image of one another on the outside. The Icom, you've got the little spring-loaded clips. The knockoff, you've got the little spring-loaded clips. They're not quite as smooth. You feel a little bit of friction there, versus the Icom is a little more smooth, but identical. You've got the same posts. You've got positive SB negative and positive SB negative. Same thing there. Turning them over, they're just absolutely identical on this side as well as all the sides, the grooves here, everything. And they even come, that's the original Icom clip. You can see it says Icom there, and it even comes with a knockoff belt clip there that just slides in, that is also compatible with the Icom. So looks wise, they are identical. I don't have a real Icom BP307 to compare with, but comparing a real Icom to the 3700, the 307, excuse me, just absolutely identical in every way possible. Same little springy jobs here. They look identical. But how do they fit our radios? Well, they fit just perfectly. Here's the knockoff on my ID50. Slides in, the clips go in. I mean, it's in there. It's very, very sturdy, very solid. I'm not worrying about dropping it. Take it off, you just push the clips, just like the Icom. So I noticed on the knockoff, I mean, I'm reaching here, but I felt a tiny, 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 tiny bit of wiggle, where this Icom one, I don't really feel that. Very, very, very small though, like nothing to worry about at all. This is on very, very firmly. And then same thing with the 705. Here's the regular Icom battery, clicks right in, no problem. Little bit of wiggle there. Let's take that out, put the fake one in, fits no problem, both clips are in. Same bit of wiggle room there. So totally interchangeable. Here's the BP307 on the 705, the knockoff of the 307, I should say. A little bit of wiggle, but turns on. I've got the battery check turned on, so I can select BP307. Works just fine. You can see, and this battery's totally topped off. I just charged it, so it's working just fine there. And on the ID50, snaps right in. Does make it a bit more of a bigger radio there, but works, powers on, all that stuff. Now it thinks I have the 272 on there, so I can go into settings and change that. Under battery pack select, change it to 307, and we're good. We can also turn battery pack confirmation off if we want, so I'll do that. Let's turn this off and turn it back on again. Didn't get the confirmation, but whatever, it works. And that's because of user error. You have to take the battery off for the battery pack confirmation, but now we'll get it. See, so I can select which battery, BP307, done. But how does the capacity compare? That's what I want to know. And are they protected? Do they have circuitry built in to protect from over discharge and overcharging? Well, this 307 they do advertise on Amazon as this one does have over discharge protection, which is important. And this one didn't say anything about any protection whatsoever. I would suspect there's a BMS in both of these because they're 2 series lithium polymer packs in here. So you almost need them. You really do. So I am going to hook up my battery capacity testing majigger here. And we're going to MacGyver this here. I've just got some red and black wire that I've stripped. And we're just going to connect to the battery like such. Very scientific. Just using some Kapton tape to hold this down. And then I've got that going into a little Wago to power pole jobby there. And then we can plug this into our battery meter. And we can see we've got 8.21 volts, which is exactly what we should expect. So that's good. And now I'm just gonna ramp this up. I'll probably do about 60 milliamps, 0.6 amps. And maybe I'll do a half an amp. This is a smaller one. This is only an 1880 milliamp hour battery. So I'm gonna test both of these batteries and see what the actual capacity is, and we will come back and review. And would you just look at that, boys and girls? We pulled 1.97 amp hours out of an 1880 milliamp hour battery, so 1.88. So that means I got more than I paid for with this battery. So now the $1,000,000 question, because there wasn't any advertising of a BMS or anything, so did we just totally drain this DED dead? Nope, 6.36 volts. So we're still, the nominal voltage for these cells should be 3.2 volts. So we're right there. We are right there. There is a BMS in there and it shut it off. Otherwise we wouldn't be at that. We'd be at like 4 volts or something. And will it take a charge? Yes, it sure will. This is the BC202. I reviewed this. This is a non-Icom knockoff too. Works great. I'm gonna make a whole page for these if you wanna check out my Amazon store. So now, let's check the 3350 milliamp hour battery's capacity. 8.21 volts. And I'm gonna do 0.6 amps for this. And we'll see what this does when it's finished doing its thing there. And now that the knockoff of the BP307 is done, you can see we got 3.1 amp hours. So not quite the 3350 milliamp hours that we paid for, but I only paid $40 for this. Icom's BP307 is $139.99, and it's advertised as a 3150 milliamp hour battery. So basically this, per that capacity, close enough, for $40 is the BP307, and it works just fine. So, you know, I don't see why anybody would pay for an actual Icom battery when these are just as good for a fraction of the price. And I know what's in these. It's a couple lithium polymer cells, like big deal. Icom is, I mean, I know they don't make a big profit on the radios, but come on. This is just price gouging. The BP272 on DX Engineering is $132.99, and the 307 is $139.99 versus like $33 and $40 for the same darn capacity. As far as I can tell, they're the same quality. I mean, there's like no difference. So yeah, that's what I've got to say. And the charger, that's the knockoff charger. Don't forget that. So there you go. I will leave links to all kinds of Icom goodies, including a screen protector that I have on my ID50 in my Amazon store in the description below. Thanks for watching Ham Radio Tube. We'll see you next time. 73.